Hey everyone, how's it going? Sit back and relax because you're watching Practical Nutritarian. All right, so here we are, video number 1. This is the first video I've ever recorded on this channel. So this video is going to basically explain what I'm trying to do with this channel, who I am, and give you a little bit of background about why I decided to start this channel. So the channel is called Practical Nutritarian. I'll get to the Nutritarian part in a little bit, but for right now, let me explain to you why I picked the name Practical, or the part of the name Practical. So Practical has two definitions in the dictionary. Number one is of or concerned with the actual doing or use of something rather than with theory and ideas. So what does that mean? Basically, that means the practical application of something, right? So you have theory. If you're going to build a doghouse, you might come up with some ideas on how you might do that, and you might draw up some plans, you might make some measurements. That would be the theory or the design phase or the idea. And then eventually you have to move into the practical phases, which is you actually build the damn thing, right? So there's that meaning of practical, the practical application of what you're doing. The second definition, which is one that I like even more, is of an idea, plan, or method likely to succeed or be effective in real circumstances. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do with this channel is I'm trying to create a nutritarian channel that's nutritarian friendly, vegan friendly, but I want to do it in a way that makes it easy for anybody to do it, right? You see a lot of videos on YouTube, and the people that do it, they have these huge, massive kitchens, and they have all of the state-of-the-art appliances, and, they're maybe professional chefs, or they, do some kind of cooking for a living. What I'm trying to do is basically make a channel that's just good for anybody. Anybody can do it. Doesn't matter if you are a working couple with kids and pets. Doesn't matter if you're a single college student living in a dorm. It just doesn't matter. Like, I want to make something where anybody can follow this diet to the best of their ability, practically. And then kind of just make it accessible, right? More accessible for a lot more people. So to give you some background, my name's Tim. I have a wife. I have a 4-year-old daughter. I have 2 dogs. They're both puppies. Their names are Mitzi and Toshi. And I'm sure you'll see them. They live pretty much back here on this couch, so I'm sure you'll see them from time to time. And so I work from home. I'm a software developer. My wife works from home. She's a registered nurse. She makes phone calls for a hospital. So we both work from home. Our daughter just started preschool this year, which has been really crazy because it's only a half day. So we have to get her up, get her dressed, get her out the door, get her to school. And then it seems like literally after we drop her off, we have to go back and pick her up. So life right now is pretty crazy. And my wife and I decided that we needed to start eating healthier. I may not look sitting down like I'm a big guy, but I'm about 5'10". About a month ago, I was about 265 pounds. Recently, I just weighed myself this morning, and I was 245, which means I've lost about 20 pounds in the last 4 to 6 weeks or so. So we decided we needed to eat healthy. I needed to lose some weight. My wife doesn't need to really lose that much weight. She's maybe 5 or 10 pounds that she needs to lose, or that she wants to lose. But we believe in the healing aspects of this diet, right? So we believe in the fact that it can reverse, certain cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and these other things. It can either reverse them or make them better. We've seen it happen in our own lives. We've seen lots of documentation, lots of studies. So we're doing this diet for strictly health reasons. We're not vegans for any ethical reasons. which there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not the main driver behind us doing this. The main thing driving this is that we just need to get healthy because, we have like what the typical American diet they call it, or the typical standard American diet. Sad. We literally ate fast food every single night for dinner. It was a matter of trying to decide, like where we're going to eat, and then picking a restaurant, and then somebody, either one of us, picking up food, bringing it back to the house. We would eat the food, throw all that garbage away, and then go to bed just feeling like crap. Wake up the next day feeling like crap. And even though we've only been doing this for about a month now, this is something that I've kind of been mulling over, and we've tried to do in the past. And, we always just kind of did it for a little while. And then when it got to be too inconvenient, we would stop, right? Because we were following these diets that were like, you only eat this and this and this and this, and don't touch that. And if it's a Wednesday, you can't eat that. And the diet was complicated, and it was, we tried paleo, and paleo was always a matter of like, what am I going to eat? How do I prepare it? Where do I get it? That kind of thing. Which, I mean, this diet has some of that too, but basically the diets we've been on have just been really complicated. And so what we decided to do is we were going to do this Nutritarian thing. And I promise I'll get to what that is in just a second here. We were going to do the Nutritarian thing. We were going to do it practically, right? So we were going to do it to the best of our ability in real circumstances. So, for example, like we have a rule where we try not to make our choice of diet affect those around us, right? So, I mean, if somebody threw a surprise birthday party for me, and I went to their house and they just surprise, and they had pizza and they had chicken wings and they had burgers, I'm not going to be like, oh, no, thanks for the party, but I'm afraid I can't eat any food because I'm on this diet. We're not allowing our diet to become awkward, basically. So, when we go to Thanksgiving, it's now September 12th, I think, to September 13th. When we go to Thanksgiving dinner not next month, but in November, we're just going to eat, right? We're not going to be like, oh, I'll just have a salad because I don't eat that, and I don't eat this, and I don't eat that. This diet is very restrictive. I mean, with the Nutritarian diet, it's basically whole food, plant-based. But in addition to that, you're not supposed to have any oil. You're not supposed to have any salt. And you're not supposed to have any added sugar. So a lot of things that are vegan, we can't eat on this diet. A lot of things that are vegetarian, we can't eat on this diet. A lot of the vegan comfort foods, or vegan, junk food, as they call it, we can't eat. I was walking down the store, one of the store aisles, looking for like a bag of chips or tortilla chips or something that we could, eat that doesn't have a ton of oil and salt and stuff. And almost every single food in the chip aisle at the store is vegan. Like, they even have the little vegan sticker on it. But because we don't need oil and salt and sugar, you look at the ingredients and like there's nothing in that aisle that we can eat. Literally nothing. And part of the reason we've done this is because our main goal is health and losing weight, right? Especially for me. I was about 60 or 70 or 80 pounds overweight. So for us, it's the fact that, we need to lose weight. So had we gone onto a vegan diet, it's really tempting to just eat, Twinkies and potato chips every day. With this diet, it actually kind of forces you to only eat stuff that's actually really good for you, right? So the Nutritarian term was coined by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. He wrote a book called Eat to Live. We're basically following the Eat to Live diet, but sticking with the practical theme of the website or the YouTube channel, we're doing it to the best of our ability. And to give you a perfect example is he recommends only eating a whole grain bread, or eating sprouted breads like the Ezekiel bread and stuff like that. And unfortunately, the store that's closest to us, we kind of live out in the middle of the country and there's not a ton of stores around here. But the grocery store that we have that's closest, actually the only grocery store really that's within driving range, is they don't carry that kind of stuff. So what we did is we found it's called like Mike's Killer Bread or something like that. So it's whole grain, but it's got some salt, it's got some sugar in it. And so we eat that, but we don't eat a ton of it, right? Like we might have one piece of that bread, and I get the thin slice stuff, so it's about 1/4 of an inch thick or even less. We eat like one slice of that a day. Now, is it strictly
good on the diet? I mean, technically
good
no,
on the
it's
diet,
because
technically no,
you're supposed
it's
to
not.
only eat
Because
whole grains.
You're supposed to only eat.
People think they see whole
grains.
wheat
Now,
and they think, well,
people think they see
that's
whole wheat.
grain. No,
and they
it's
think,
not.
Well, that's
whole grain bread.
No, it's not.
Is very, it's very
whole grain bread.
tough.
It's very,
firm.
It's very tough. It's very,
and so that's what we're supposed
firm.
to be eating. But
I don't
want to drive.
But
25 minutes.
I don't want to drive
each way, so an hour there
25
and back
minutes
almost.
each way, so an hour there
just to
and
get
back
some bread.
almost.
So
just to get
we
some
make
bread.
it practical, right? We make it work for us.
We make it practical,
limit
right?
our
We
bread.
make it work for us.
My wife doesn't really like bread that much.
Our
anyways.
bread. My wife doesn't.
So we limit
really
our
like
bread to
that
just
much
one
anyways.
piece a day, or maybe
So we
two
limit
at
our
the very
bread to
most.
just one piece a
And
day,
then that
or maybe
way,
two at the very
even
most.
though it's technically
and
not
then that way,
part of the
even though
diet,
it's
not that big of a deal because it has a
part of
tiny
the
bit of
diet.
salt.
It's not that big of a deal because it has a
basically
tiny bit of salt.
what we're
and a tiny
doing
bit
is
of
we
sugar.
find the best
Basically,
thing that
what
we
we're
can
doing
eat
is we find the
that is
best
readily available,
thing that
right?
we can
Because
eat that is.
if I'm making
available,
something that
right?
requires
Because
bread and I
if
have
I'm
to
making
drive
something
an
that
hour
requires
to get
bread
that we
and I
can
have to
eat,
drive an hour,
guess what?
to
I
get
probably am
bread
not
that
going
we
to
can
eat that meal. I'm probably going to eat
Guess
something
what?
that's
I
a
probably
lot
am
less
not going to
healthy.
eat that
So
meal. I'm probably going to eat something
our
that's a
theory
lot less
behind it
healthy.
is
So
basically
our theory behind it is
don't beat yourself
basically,
up if you can't find the exact
don't
thing
beat
you're
yourself
supposed to eat.
up if you
just
can't
make a
find the exact
substitution the
thing you're
best you
supposed to
can.
eat. Just make a substitution the best you
I mean,
can.
30 extra
and
milligrams
move
of
on with your
salt
life,
is not
you know?
going to
I mean,
hurt you.
30 extra milligrams
especially
of salt
because
is not
we're not
hurt you.
eating any
Especially
additional
because
salt,
we're not eating
the entire week.
any additional
So
salt.
one day,
the entire week
of kind of
so one day
eating one thing that's just slightly
eating one thing that's just slightly
in accordance with the diet.
not
we just don't stress about it.
in accordance with the
And
diet.
it's
Like we
not
just
a big
don't
deal.
stress about it. And
So
it's not a big deal.
That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to show some tips.
That's
and
kind of
tricks
what I'm
that
doing.
I've
I'm
learned
going
over the
to
last
show some
month or
tips
two.
and tricks that I've learned over
kind of
the last
about
month
how
or two.
best to do this
kind of about
in a real
how
world
best
situation, right?
To do
Because
this in a real
not all
world
of us live in this
right?
perfect
Because
thing where
not all of us live in this perfect thing where we
$500,000 a year and we live in a studio apartment by
$500,000
ourselves
a year and we live in
the
a
entire
studio
refrigerator is
apartment by
ours.
ourselves and
We don't have to worry about cooking
refrigerator
for anybody else.
We don't have to
I'm going
worry
to show
about
you
cooking
ways
for
that you can
anybody
actually
else.
cook and
I'm going to
eat
show you
food on
ways
this
that you can
diet
actually
and
cook
still,
and eat food on this diet.
Cook normal
and
meals for your
still,
family. Maybe you want to jump on board of this and your family's not on
you want to jump on board of this,
but you still want to do it. So I'm going to show you some ways that you can kind of get the best of both worlds.
So I'm going to show you some ways that you can kind of get the best of both worlds, where you can still eat what you're
let your
trying
family
to
eat what they're going to eat,
and let your
and then eventually when they
eat what
see
they're
you
gonna
losing
eat.
weight and see all
And then
the
eventually
energy
when
you
they
have,
see
they
you
may
losing
start
weight
asking
and
you
see all the
questions,
energy
and at
you
that
have,
point
they
you
may
can try to
start
maybe
asking you questions.
get them
and at that
to
point,
one
you
day
can
a
try to
week or
maybe
2 days a week,
get them
eat what
to
you
one
cook.
day a week or 2 days a week,
and then
eat
just
what
kind
you
of go
cook.
from there and see if you can get them
and
involved.
then just kind of go from there and see
if
if you can get them.
it happens all the
involved
time.
more
People,
as
you have a couple that are.
It happens all the time. People, you have a
married
couple
or living together, and one of them starts the diet.
Living together.
The other
one
one
of
sees
them
how
starts
awesome
the diet.
the results are.
The other one
and
sees
they want
how
to jump
awesome
on too,
the
because
results
that's
are.
just how we are.
They
as
want to
people,
jump on
we
too,
wanna,
because that's just how we are. As
we
want
to kind of be part of the crowd, I guess.
We want to kind of be part of the crowd.
Some of the things I'm going to teach you are like that. Some of the things I'm going to teach you are like that.
Some of the other things are just basically some shopping tips.
Basically, the channel is going to have kind of three.
Basically, the channel is going to have kind of three
formats. Basically, so there's going to be this format, which is just me kind of talking.
There's going to be this format, which is just me kind of
maybe I'm talking about something difficult that
maybe
I had to go through on the diet, or giving some tips and tricks. Basically, this is just me talking and
basically this just me talking,
explaining things, answering questions, that kind of thing.
Explaining things.
The second part of it is going to be like your basic cooking channel. The second part of it is going to be like your pretty nice setup in the kitchen where I can
pretty nice setup in the kitchen
where I can
I've got overhead cameras so I can
video of me prepping food and cooking food,
video of me prepping food and cooking food and prepping food.
So that's the second part, is going to be like more of a kind of recipe channel.
So that's the second part, is going to be like
then the third part is going to be almost like a vlog, just basically like, you know, kind of thing, but me just going to the store and shopping,
me going to the store and shopping,
what kind of things you can substitute if you,
what kind of things you can substitute.
Maybe you don't have a sprouted bread in your store. Maybe you don't have
a sprouted bread.
What's the best alternative you can find?
What's the best alternative you can find?
That's going to be the basic gist of the channel.
That's going to be the basic gist of the channel. Is those kind of three formats.
So hopefully, I mean, like I said, this is the Nutritarian channel for
Nutritarian channel,
and I want to be very inclusive.
Everybody,
you know, whether you
want to be very inclusive.
Don't have a very big food budget, or you have a
don't have a very big food budget, or you have a humongous food budget,
part-time,
whether
student,
you work full-time, part-time, student. You know, I just want to make it accessible.
Going to be lots of tips and tricks. What
going to be lots of tips and tricks
when you're traveling?
What kind of things you can do when you're traveling?
If you have to go to a restaurant, because
you know, if you have to go to a restaurant,
deal where your company is paying for you to go to a restaurant.
Your company is paying for you to go.
What are some healthy options? What's the best thing that
what
you
are some
could
healthy
get
options?
at
What's
restaurant?
the best?
Obviously, I'm not going to be able to break down every single restaurant in the entire world, but
every single
there's a few different types of restaurants, right? There's Mexican
there's a few different types of restaurants,
hamburger joints,
there's Mexican restaurants,
like the kind of
hamburger joints,
bar and grill where they have everything from steaks
bar and grill where they
to
have everything from steaks to
that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, is just kind of how can I make a healthy choice?
Just kind of
if I go,
how can I make a healthy choice if I
fast
go,
food restaurant
to
or something, right?
Fast food
so anyways,
or something, right?
I hope that everybody will join me on this journey. Like I said, this is the first video, so
journey. Like I said, this is
I plan on releasing a bunch of videos this weekend, because I'm just going to sit in the kitchen all weekend and just do a bunch of
in the kitchen all weekend and
cooking videos. I mean, one of the biggest parts of this diet is that you eat a big salad.
One of the biggest parts of this diet is that you
like
eat a big salad.
The bowls that my wife and I have is like those big
bowls that my wife and I have
is like those big bowls
that you see at the
it's like a half-gallon
bowl.
It's just like we eat one of those salads every night. And for us, the first thing was like, okay, great.
The first thing was like,
this big salad every night.
Okay, great.
What do we do for dressing?
We're gonna eat this big salad every night, but
we can't have oil, we can't have sugar, and we can't have salt.
We can't have oil.
Go to the store and look at all the dressings. Almost all of them.
Go to the store and look at all the dressings. Almost all of them have one of those.
I'm gonna do a video of a bunch of dressings. Like maybe I'll do 3 or 5 different dressings.
Maybe I'll do 3 or 5 different.
Maybe I'll break them up. That way you can just focus on
maybe
the
I'll
one
break
that
them
you
up
think is
that
the
way
most
you can
interesting.
Focus on the one that you think is the most interesting.
But yeah, I think that's where we'll start. I've got some pretty good smoothie recipes I've already made.
I've got some pretty good smoothie recipes
5 or 10
I've already made.
Good hot meals.
There's 5 or 10 really good hot meals.
Mushroom
there's a really
fajita
good
meal that we made.
Mushroom fajita
just turned out amazing.
That we made that
it made us not miss having beef tacos.
Made us not miss having beef tacos.
So look for that this weekend. I'm hoping to have that up.
Look for that this weekend. I'm hoping to have that up Sunday, which would be
14.
Let's see, today's
the 15th, I believe.
14.
Have that up on YouTube, and
have that up
on YouTube. Plan on trying to make at least one recipe video
trying to make at least one recipe video.
These videos, the vlog videos,
the vlog videos, and
those are just going to kind of be interspersed throughout the week.
Those are just going to
kind of. I don't really have a set schedule for those yet. I just kind of.
I don't really have.
Want to see what works since this channel is just starting out.
Want to see what works since this channel is just starting out. I'm just going to kind of go
see what I can do to
see what I can do
the best channel that I can make it. Of course, if you look at all the really popular YouTubers, their first videos weren't the greatest, right? Because you don't really know what you're doing when you first start out. Because I'm doing the best that I can with this setup.
So I mean, I'm doing the best
please
that
in
I
the
can
comments, let me know if you'd like to see
anything. Please in the comments, let me know if you'd like to see anything. Let me know
how the sound is. Let me know how the video is.
Let me know how the video is.
If you don't like my voice, I could probably change it.
If you don't like my voice, I could probably change it.
Clothes,
so it sounds different.
Just kind of let me know, what you'd like to see, what kind of videos you'd like me to make,
to see, and what kind of videos
because this is a brand new channel. Obviously, going to be looking for lots of ideas. I think I've got
obviously going to be looking for
10 or 12 ideas right now that
10 or 12 ideas
I think can carry me through the next couple of weeks. But then
I think can carry me through the next couple of weeks.
But then make suggestions on what kind of content you'd like to see.
to make suggestions on
so anyways, that's it. thanks for stopping by.
So, anyways, that's it.
If you want,
thanks for stopping by.
At this point, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Subscribe at this point. I guess it doesn't really matter.
If you want to check out those future videos that are
if you want to check out those future videos that are coming,
and thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.